It's the Unhappy Hour.
Broadcasting to you live from the Milky Way galaxy, the solar system, planet Earth, North America, the United States of America, California, Los Angeles, to be specific. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Unhappy Hour here on the TNAM Radio Network. My name is Brian Engelman. I'm your host, as I have been for coming up on 5 freaking years. Is it too much to ask for some sharks with some freaking laser beams? Sorry, my Austin Powers or Dr. Evil impression is out of whack, out of practice, but I'll work on it. No, I won't. But welcome and thanks for joining us. The Cleveland Cavaliers have traded their coach for a different coach. That's called getting fired. Tyronn Lue is the new head coach for the Cleveland Cavaliers. David Blatt is gone after a year and a half. We're going to talk with former NBA scout and current NBA consultant Zak Baris about that and more. And I want to tell you that we went to the NAMM convention, National Association of Music Manufacturers, in Anaheim, California. About 100,000 people at the convention center this past week. And we are releasing as many videos as possible. We tried to cover cool products, cool events. And even talked with Pantera's bass player. That was fun. Very unexpected. But check out the videos. We're going to post them all. Mike Spryer did a wonderful job. Amanda Ostrowski did a wonderful job helping us put everything together this year. So check it out, thenewamericanmedia.com. All those episodes, all those videos are going to be posted. Some already are, and more are on their way. So check it out, thenewamericanmedia.com. On the right-hand side of the page is the TNAM radio button. That's where you click play to listen live. Under that is our Twitter feed. We're at American_media_. And under that is our Facebook feed. You can do a search for The New American Media with spaces in between to like the page. Instagram, we're there. What else? Periscope, we're there. What's the other one? YouTube.com/The New American Media. That's actually our only source of revenue right now, so yeah, more is on the way as 2016 kind of kicks into gear, but check it out, youtube.com/The New American Media. Click subscribe, leave some comments on the videos. 4.5 years of content. I mean, really good conversations with John B. Wells, Gerald Celente, Laura Eisenhower, Larry Elder. It's just been a great couple of weeks for getting content. So go back, check out the archives, leave some comments, and if you let the videos play, it's like tossing a couple pennies into our wishing well. And that's good because it helps us cover the expenses of trying to constantly improve our operations here at The New American Media because we're moving forward fast. So let's get Zach. Speaking of moving fast, let's get Zach. Is what I was trying to go for there. Thanks for understanding.
Hello.
Good morning, Zach. How you doing, sir?
I am good. We won. I just got home from the game.
Yeah, you sent me pictures. You're under the hoop, right?
Tonight, I wasn't in the normal seats tonight.
Those were not normal seats?
Nope, my normal seats are right behind the bench.
Yeah, that's what I thought. What were you doing back there?
So tonight, we were giving tickets. I didn't have tickets for tonight, and so we're just giving tickets by a friend for the court box.
Not too bad. Talk about tonight. What did you see any differences in this Cavaliers team who played the Timberwolves tonight and won versus the team that you've seen over the past year and a half with David Blatt?
I'm going to tell you this. I think the Cavaliers, if Blatt was the coach tonight, I think they would have won by a few more points than that against the Timberwolves at home. I think they're trying to figure things out with a new coach. I think Tyronn Lue's changed the tempo. I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing, but I'm not loving it so far. Let's just put it that way. I'm going to just get into this right now and say this. I did not agree with the firing of David Blatt one bit. I'm not a fan of it. I don't understand why you fire a guy mid-season when his record is 30-11. Just tell me why. I don't get it. And, if David Griffin is really insistent on making changes, trust me, changes are going to be made for this team. I will tell you that. The coach is not, the coach can only do so much. That's what I've always said. A coach can only do so much. You take away Steve Kerr, look what Luke Walton's done. It's been the same exact result. Usually how often does a mid-season firing help spark a team, if ever? When was the last time it's worked?
I don't know. I think we'll leave that for the comments section. Maybe UFC is MMA can give us some examples on that one. I don't know off the top of my head.
I'm seriously trying to think of any time it's actually worked. I know it has in the NBA a couple times. Nothing too significant, though, lately. I mean, think about it. I mean, there have been times when you fire a coach like Vinny Del Negro. Vinny's an all-around great guy, just not a great coach.
Well, the Clippers, it's not like they've gone to several championships after that.
It was funny. The other day, Sunday morning, I was walking out of my building going to get in my car at about 7:30 a.m., and one of the bell guys downstairs asked me, he goes, "So did you go to the game last night against the Bulls?" And I go, "Honestly, I just got back from Vegas. I didn't want to go. Sold the tickets for a bunch of money. I was really upset with the David Blatt thing. I just didn't want to go. I had no desire to go." And so I said, sold the tickets. And in the lobby, PJ Carlissimo listening to what I had to say. He's nodding his head. He's like, "I agree."
Wait, it was PJ Carlissimo was hanging out there?
He was in the lobby. He was staying at the hotel portion of my building. He was walking out the same time I was in the morning.
Whatever. He was probably saying, "Man, I wanted to coach that team."
And honestly, that team just, they really, really just, I mean, they almost shit the bed again tonight. Excuse my language, but they almost did. I mean, they barely beat Minnesota. They had points when, the second unit was killing them. They pumped up the tempo. And then it seems like they would just give up. They would just give in every time. Kevin had the stupid foul at the end that made it a one-possession game. I mean, it's just
that was pretty dumb. He got beat. It was kind of a blow past move. Why are you fouling in that position? Unless you're going to knock him on the ground and make sure he doesn't take that shot, lay off of him. There's no point in adding an extra point there. I know. I saw that play and I don't understand it. And people are wondering now, like you said, back to David Griffin, are they going to make some more moves right now?
I've heard a couple of trade rumors. I'm not saying they're going to happen.
All right, well, Dish.
I'm not saying they're going to happen, but I'm not saying they're not going to happen.
These are things that you have heard because we're all hearing stuff.
Things that I've heard.
Yeah.
Now, this could all go into effect, and there could be a huge domino effect happening. I'm not saying it's going to happen. So nobody, please misinterpret what I'm saying here. I'm just saying what I've heard, what the potential is.
All right.
One of the potential trades in the scenario is it would be some form of Kevin Love and probably Timothy Mozzie going to Sacramento for DeMarcus Cousins.
That's a hot one right now.
Another deal, which could happen too, and these could neither one of them happen or both of them could happen. Another one could be, if this doesn't work in the next week or two, Kyrie Irving for Chris Paul.
ESPN is pushing that one a lot.
Okay, I started thinking that one about a week and a half ago. It started making sense to me. I started talking about it. It's one move. Again, there are certain players that can only be traded for one or two players in the NBA. It's like looking back on it a couple of years ago. You can't, 2 or 3 years ago when LeBron was playing, you couldn't trade LeBron and get equal value. You just couldn't.
Not a single player in the game could have been worth it.
There really almost wasn't. Not a single player, not even two.
Now in 2016, now you have a few, but we're 3 years later.
But yeah, I could see the Kyrie one happening for a couple of reasons, and I'll say this: Chris Paul and LeBron are best friends. Also, the Cavaliers' championship window, they're ultimately saying, would be right now. Chris Paul is 30.
Right.
The Clippers know they cannot win. I think Steve Ballmer's realizing it. They're not going to beat Golden State. They're not going to beat San Antonio this year. This isn't the year. But why don't we get younger? We got a guy locked up long-term who can be the future face of the franchise. Let's trade Chris Paul for Kyrie. Let's do it. Let's make the move.
Man.
The Cavaliers get instantly better. He's just a better fit with LeBron. And imagine if and then another trade is too is Anderson Varejao for Markieff Morris. Phoenix is trying to tank right now. They're trying to suck. Why not get an old washed-up Varejao, who's kind of on his last legs, who's a great team player, can, maybe do something with them. I mean, I don't mean on the court, but maybe, pump some life into that team. And, the Cavaliers would get Markieff Morris. That's a trade I really like for the Cavaliers, just because you're getting a young body and who's actually a very good player.
Now, explain what's going on with the legal troubles of Markieff Morris.
Markieff has done some stupid things. He's been getting in trouble with the team because he doesn't want to be there. I mean, he's done some stupid things.
Wait, so hold on. So you're saying that Markieff Morris is Johnny Manziel? Is that what you're getting at?
He's not that bad. He is not that bad. Don't even put those words in.
I'm just saying they're both people who are trying to trying to get out of where they're at, and so they're doing bad stuff, dumb stuff, stupid
Marquise
stuff.
was pissed because they traded his brother to Detroit.
Wouldn't you be?
I don't blame. They traded Marcus to Detroit. He was pissed.
Yeah, I'd be mad too.
You know.
But what's he doing?
And
He actually has charges against him, pending charges or something, right?
I know.
Well,
I don't know the extent of anything. I
Okay.
haven't cared too much to look.
All right.
I mean, I've seen it. I just, but, getting to where it's at, though, I can see one of those things. I can see one of those trades happening. I can see all three of them potentially happening. The Cavaliers really shaking up that roster with 40 games left to go in the season and really pushing forward from there. I seriously could see it all happening if nothing would shock me at this point.
Well,
Seriously.
talk about David Griffin having hired David Blatt to come in and coach the team before he knew LeBron was coming back. Because
The thing is, Blatt would
changed
have been able
everything.
to implement his style there with a young Kyrie, a young Wiggins, all those guys, and let's just say it would have been Gordon Hayward or Chandler Parsons, okay?
Okay.
Let's just assume it would have been Chandler Parsons because Gordon was going back to Utah. So let's just say the Cavaliers, hypothetically, David Blatt came in there to go coach a young team that had Kyrie Irving, that had Andrew Wiggins, Chandler Parsons, Tristan Thompson, and Anderson Varejao. Pretty much a young team.
Yeah, minus
That's who
Varejao.
he was brought in there to coach. He was not brought in there to coach LeBron and those guys. And I don't like the firing at all. But the thing is, don't forget, LeBron won 2 championships with Spoelstra and went to 4 in a row, and he didn't like Spoelstra.
True.
Pat Riley put his foot down when he fired Spoelstra. Spoelstra's a very good coach.
See, and that's the difference. You got Pat Riley with how many rings on how many fingers over there? There's a big difference between an unproven David Griffin and someone like Pat Riley.
Yeah, well, Pat Riley put his foot down. I mean, I don't think David Griffin was too happy with the result. I don't understand what not to be happy about. The Cavaliers won 2 games in the finals. I mean, they were totally beat up, and the team played like shit. And it wasn't necessarily David Blatt's fault.
Right.
You can't control how these guys shoot. Their ball movement was actually pretty good. They hung around in those games pretty well.
And so for a coach to come in and improve this team, you have to at least win 3 games in the championship this year. That's the only way you can improve, by at least winning
right
3
now,
games,
the
maybe
team,
winning a
with
title.
the way they're playing isn't going to even get to the championship. I think they will get to the championship. I think they will improve.
No, they don't look
This is not
great
going to
now.
continue like this. I'll tell you that.
No, it's not. It's not. This is a weird,
they go
funky
through stretches
stage.
where they look back for a week and then they go and look great for a week. So, in the playoffs when it's really time to take over, LeBron's not going to, sit on his ass and let anything happen. You know that. It's LeBron.
Right.
This team will be in the finals. I don't know who can beat them.
Well, the Bulls sure whooped on them the other night. I've been watching. I swear, it's like every game I tune into, except for the Timberwolves tonight. I mean, they're just getting whooped by the Warriors, getting whooped by the Bulls. I mean, games they're never even close in. It's ridiculous right now.
I mean, right now it is bad. I mean, they should not be losing to these teams. It should not be this way. But it is this way for a reason. Don't forget last year they were, at this point, through this many games, they were 22-20.
That's true. A lot of season left to go. I mean, Golden State with their 40-4. Okay, that's a great start, but it doesn't matter how you start. It matters how you finish. It'll be nice to have home court advantage if they get it, but it's not about what you're doing in the end of January. It's about what's happening in March, April, May, June. But so you're not a fan of getting rid of David
It's not
Blatt.
that I'm not a fan of Tyronn Lue. I'm just not a fan of getting rid of David Blatt mid-season. I just don't understand the move.
Right.
If anything, it's a lateral move at best.
And so it being a lateral move, they gave him a 3-year contract. Do you think that was a smart move?
I mean, it's better than making him an interim coach.
It
The
is?
thing is, if they want to, they can always fire his ass after they really can. Excuse my language again. I'm just a little pissed off right now.
Why are you pissed off? We won, barely, against a crappy
They're barely
Timberwolves
against
team.
one of the worst teams in the league.
I answered my own question. There's a lot of season left. Talk to the people that say you should have never traded Wiggins for Love. Because I've been hearing it for 2 years.
Wiggins should have been traded. The team would have never even been close to the finals last year if they had Wiggins.
Because...
The guy had 1 rebound and 1 assist tonight. He's just a scorer. I mean, we witnessed it tonight. All the guy can do is score.
Sounds
he
like
doesn't
Kobe.
make his teammates better.
Yeah, it sounds like Kobe. A lot of that.
No, Kobe's won 5 rings. There's a difference between Kobe 5-6 years ago and Kobe Bryant right now.
Well, that's true.
I'm not the biggest Kobe fan in the world, but I'm not gonna hate on Kobe. You guys won 5 rings.
No, I'm just saying 81 points, two assists. Just saying.
Well, I mean, when you put up 81 points, really, who else is scoring?
Fair point. Maybe the ref accidentally knocked a couple in. No, you just keep hearing it though that Wiggins plays defense. Wiggins would be brutal on the wing. This, that, and the other. And
Wiggins is still a second-year player. There is a reason why the Timberwolves are like the 3rd or 4th worst team in the NBA. If he was that good, they would be that much better.
Who would you trade for LeBron James right now? Like, let's just hypothetically, not like that's happening, because a lot of people are saying LeBron James should just be made the player coach like Pete Rose. Like, just seriously, just make him a player coach already. We know he's doing it.
I actually saw Pete Rose last week.
Yeah? Vegas.
He was walking through the Cosmo in Vegas, and I saw Jose Canseco at the airport.
I swear he lives there. I ran into him in New York, New York. He was at a deli with us. Yeah.
Pete Rose?
Yeah, I think he lives
He's in Vegas all the time. I mean, he signs it nonstop.
I am shocked that Pete Rose is in the gambling epicenter of the world.
He signs at Caesars every day, like almost.
Well, hey, if you can do it, do it. But anyway, to not run down the baseball train, because that's coming up, and I'll get excited for that in a minute. I don't know. Are there any players you would trade for LeBron, just hypothetically? Like we were saying, nobody 3 years ago. Steph Curry, maybe.
I would do a trade right now if you gave me, seriously, if you offered me Draymond Green and Steph Curry tomorrow for Kyrie and LeBron, I'd probably pull the trigger.
Whoa. Draymond has improved that much, huh?
Yeah.
Whew. Them some strong words, man.
I'd probably pull the trigger on that trade.
All right, what about LeBron straight up? Is there anyone you would take? Would you go Durant? Would you go Anthony Davis? Would you go...
No, I don't know if I would still at this point. LeBron, don't forget, you could put LeBron on any team in the league. They're a playoff team.
Let's true.
Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
You put Anthony Davis on the team right now. Anthony Davis is on a really bad team. A really bad team. You put LeBron on any team in the league, they're still... Other than Philadelphia.
You don't think LeBron could get the Philly to the playoffs if they started from the beginning?
I think Philly's so bad. I think Philly's so bad and so mysterious. I don't think no.
All right, fair point. No, I mean, it's just hypothetical, but, I mean, this really is LeBron. Every decision is being run through him. They're not going to risk upsetting... What, he's under a 2-year contract? He's a half year in? Is that correct, with LeBron?
Yeah, but he can opt out after this year.
Okay, so it's essentially a 1-year contract. I hate how they do that. Just call it a 1 year with a player option. Don't call it a 2-year with an opt-out. Anyway, I'm a stickler for semantics. But anyway, as we're talking about some of the best players across the league and on different teams and different leagues here, we're coming up on the All-Star game. I'm not sure if you have everything in front of you. I know at least last week we were trying to do...
I do not. I just literally I'm not even staying at my apartment tonight. I'm house sitting.
I know, and I figured, seriously, UFC as MMA has been geeking, saying, dude, when are you doing your show? When are you doing... I'm like, hey, we keep trying, and it's just I'm ready when he's not, and he's ready when I'm not, but...
I was out of town for a week in Vegas. I couldn't make it work. I had work all week, and then I literally could not make it work.
Yeah, I was in Anaheim for the better part of a week, and I've pretty much had some of the most top-notch guests I've ever had, pretty much back-to-back to back-to-back-to-back for 2 weeks in a row. So it's been kind of crazy over here, too. But off the top of your head, as far as the All-Star game, are there some players that you think are just head and shoulders above the rest? Do you think there's some players that should squeak in? You think there's some that are going to make it and that they don't deserve it?
Does Kevin Love deserve to be there? Yes. Guys like Kevin Love deserve to be there. There's some guys that in great years, but the thing is, Isaiah Thomas deserves to be there.
Does
there
he?
Are questions all over. I mean, he's having a solid year in Boston. I mean, I don't think DeMar DeRozan's supposed to be in there, but if DeMar DeRozan gets in, it's because he's the Toronto. I think DeMar DeRozan's one of the most overrated players in the game.
For what reason? Where's his deficiency and where's he overrated?
I think DeMar DeRozan, all he does is score on the offensive end. He doesn't get rebounds, and he doesn't really make any of his teammates better. He's just a scorer. If you look at his, basically his WARP, his wins above, the replacement player, it's, his win shares is not high. They aren't high. I had an argument last year with someone. They were trying to argue that DeMar DeRozan was better than James Harden. And I was like, through 40, 50 games last season, I said, let's take a look at the win shares. James Harden at one point in the season at that point had been responsible for over 9 wins. DeMar DeRozan been responsible for 1.5 through 50 games last year. And I said, that's all you need to know. And I said, because he's like, you would take Dwayne Wade over DeMar DeRozan. And Dwayne, the Heat were struggling a little bit last year. I said, it wouldn't even be a question. I'd take a 37-year-old Dwayne Wade over DeMar DeRozan. I said, for a current team right now, I wouldn't even question my own decision.
Right.
I do not like DeMar DeRozan. I think he's one of the most overrated players in the NBA.
All right. Who's under the radar that you hope gets in and they might actually get knocked out?
Honestly, Kyrie has no chance.
You don't think he has a chance? He's a former All-Star MVP. He's a three-point champion.
He's played for 2 weeks.
Well, okay, yeah, but Kobe's going there, and Kobe doesn't deserve it this year.
Kobe's also retiring. It's his last season.
Well, okay, but they both have an extenuating circumstance. One was injured, and one's got a Lifetime Achievement Award.
I think, the thing is, Derek Jeter got in his last year. Cal Ripken got in his last year. You can't tell me Cal Ripken actually deserved to be an All-Star, though. His last 4 or 5 years in Major League Baseball, he was not that good.
Didn't he do something crazy, like hit a home run in his final year?
Yeah. Jeter had a huge hit in the final All-Star game, too.
Yeah, I wonder if those pitchers are serving him up meatballs, though.
Here's the thing. It's an All-Star game. It's what people want to see, honestly.
Right. It's an exhibition. It's an exhibition.
There are always players, great players, who get screwed out of the All-Star game every single year because it's not who people want to see. It's not always the best players.
Right.
It's what's the most desirable, what's going to turn the most heads.
Well, and I think that's what Corey...
Will Kevin Garnett probably get in the All-Star game this year? Probably not, but there's a chance.
I'd say a decent chance, yeah.
I don't think so.
Well, it's something that Corey's been kind of going back and forth on the All-Star game. Who should be there versus who shouldn't. If I recall correctly, he's a huge Reggie Jackson fan as well. A huge Reggie Jackson fan.
Reggie's having a very good year in Detroit. He's having a very solid year. And looking back on it, for what the Cap's going up to, he deserves to probably be making what he's making. I'm not a huge Reggie Jackson fan. I'm really not. I don't dislike Reggie. I just don't love him. I don't know if he's a player you can really build a championship squad around. That's my question.
For what reason are you unconvinced on Reggie?
I don't know. I'm just not the biggest fan. A lot of the times I've seen him, I'm just not the biggest fan of Reggie. I don't hate the guy. I just don't love the guy.
You like the guy. The guy's good, and you'll stop at good.
He's a decent player. Is he ever going to be an All-Star? Probably not.
He doesn't have a high ceiling, is what you're saying. He doesn't have a high ceiling.
He doesn't have a high ceiling because I've witnessed games. He's had incredible games. He really has. It's just putting it together consistently. It was like, is he more talented than Dion Waiters? Hell yeah.
It's funny. That's exactly who I thought of. I've seen Dion go off, and then I watch him just sleepwalk through entire games.
The thing with Dion's never been consistent. I don't think he's ever put up a 2-game stretch where he's been positive.
Fair. Yeah, different players for sure.
Dion had games will put up 30-something points. Not anymore, but he used to have games where he put up 30-something points, and then the next night it's like, dud, 3 for 13 shooting with 9 points.
Is there anything you're impressed with that you've seen growth on the Cavs, or is there anything extra, just to get back to that, and we'll wrap that up?
I think Delly's been fantastic this season. I'm very impressed with Dellavedova.
That's what I was thinking. That's kind of where I was going. Like, watching that two-man game, it was in the fourth quarter, and I was watching him, ISO, and he kind of dribble penetration, got underneath the hoop, and he did that bounce pass to LeBron, who was cutting at the right time. Just that same thing that he does with Tristan Thompson, where it's that two-man game with the alley-oop. Sometimes it's a floater for a bucket, and sometimes it's an alley-oop for a slam dunk. Delly has been impressive. You think Mo should be getting some more minutes, or do you think Delly's been earning them? What do you think's going on there?
I think Delly's been earning his minutes, but I'd like to see Mo play a little bit more.
Yeah, what was the stretch? I kind of only got to see the fourth quarter of the game tonight. What was the breakdown? Is Lue using the players any differently?
Mo did play tonight.
Okay. That's how you keep people fresh for the long playoff run. And I feel like David Blatt was burning the team out. Is there any truth to that, do you think?
I don't know. I'm not in the locker room, so it's hard to say.
Yeah, we've heard a few things. Brendan Haywood and some of these other scrubs were coming out in the past couple days saying things. And, I don't know. Okay, so Dellavedova's been the biggest surprise. Any other big surprises or any other disappointments from the Cavs?
No, I think that's about it. I mean,
who, by the way, have the best record in the Eastern Conference right now. Yes, they're not playing to the level that the Spurs and the Warriors are, but we're still halfway through not even halfway through a season. So
exactly.
All right. Well, let me do this. We'll probably just kind of hit reset here. We'll come right back in a second. I just kind of want to go real quick over the Cleveland Browns. Do we have you for another couple minutes, Zach?
Yeah, you got me.
All right, perfect. Well, then we'll do this on the other side. If you're not following Zach on Twitter, you're a moron. So don't be what is it? Don't be like Bill. Bill is not following Zach on Twitter. Anyway, I'll stop. That's the big meme right now. But yeah, Zach's on Twitter at ZBaris. That's ZBARIS. ZBaris on Twitter. Go ahead and follow. We'll hit reset. We'll come back on the other side. I just want to kind of go over what's been going on with the Cleveland Browns. We've been trying some new platforms and avenues of distribution. We were doing Periscope for a while, and we had a glitch for like a week, and I did about 4 Cleveland Browns shows that never went to the public. I recorded them all on Periscope, and they weren't saving, and I couldn't upload them, so I said, screw it. You know what? Let's just do it now. My name's Brian Engelman. This is the Unhappy Hour on the TNAM Radio Network, and we'll be right back on the other side.
It's the Unhappy Hour.
Hi, everybody. You're listening to Agree to Disagree with Brian Engelman, and this is John B. Wells reminding you that not only is Brian Engelman a cool guy, and not only is the NewAmericanMedia.com a very cool platform, but here's a cool idea for you, too. Are you alone? Not really. Do you like dogs? Do you like cats? You do. Of course you do. Everybody does. One or the other, maybe even both. You know, there are a lot of dogs and cats that are at shelters right now, and if somebody doesn't take them home, they're going to wind up euthanized. That's a nice way of saying they're going to be killed because there's simply not enough room. I guarantee it, the best dogs and the best cats, the best pets come from shelters. There's something about dogs and cats. They know. They know where they are. You walk through one of them, and certainly at least one is going to look at you and go, I wish you'd take me home. I'm in hell. Please take me out of here. It'll be the best thing that you ever did for your soul. You'll feel good about it. And not only that, but you have a friend for life. Doesn't matter if you got money, you don't have money. Well, it doesn't make any difference to a dog or cat. All they need is the sound of your voice and maybe even the stroke of your hand, and they're fine. Maybe a little food every once in a while. The sweetest sound that those pets ever hear is your voice. Think it over and adopt a cat or a dog from a local shelter today. I'm telling you, you'll be glad you did.